Good evening, everybody. This is Michael McGillicuddy here, and I'm going to present to you a presentation that I made earlier today on November 10th about cryptocurrency investment and you. I put this on for a group of investors at the President's Week conference down in Belize. So if you are an investor or somebody who's got some wealth and they're looking to put it into cryptocurrency and they're curious to know more, this is for you. All right, just a little bit about me. I lived in China from 2014 to 2018. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, moved there thinking for a few reasons. One is to get away from what I thought was the impending collapse of the U.S. economy. Hasn't happened yet, doesn't mean it won't. And also, too, China was a rising power, and I thought it'd be a good place to make some connections, learn the language, learn the culture, and only good could come from that. And I lived in Shenzhen and Xiamen for about 4.5 years. While I was there, I authored the Bitcoin and Ethereum Startup Guide, basically having in mind my little sisters. If they were interested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, this is what I would do to help them get started. Pretty simple, pretty basic stuff, just enough to get going and really understand and know what you're doing. In 2017 and early 2018, I hosted Bitcoin startup parties in Shenzhen and Phoenix. That's me in the middle in the white shirt when I had a lot shorter hair. And that was fun. That was fun. Teaching people about cryptocurrency, the differences between them, how to use it, store it, keep it safe, all that good stuff. I have presented on cryptocurrency in Asia, Europe, and North America. This picture is of me at the Global from Asia Cross-Border Summit, helping business owners integrate cryptocurrency or answer their questions about cryptocurrency and business. This is me at the Crypto Games conference in Kiev, presenting. And finally, I was a presenter also at Anarchapulco in 2019 and the Escape Artist Conference held in Phoenix, Arizona, also speaking about cryptocurrency. So here's the intentions for this talk. I hope to give you actionable advice for a number of different cryptocurrency investment strategies. Now, these will be pretty straightforward and simple, nothing too crazy or complex. It's designed more for the average investor. If you're an accredited investor and looking for options, ways to short Bitcoin, ways to hedge against the volatility, this is not the talk for you. This is more basic ways to take advantage of cryptocurrency to make some money, preserve your wealth, and even grow it, okay? And also, towards the end, I'll give an understanding of the different kinds of cryptocurrencies through an overview of the top 10 coins. I'll show you a few ways to get free cryptocurrency. I won't take time to answer your questions because this isn't a live presentation, and I can't present you with a special gift. Sorry, that was just for the people at the show. All right, let's define our terms. First, this is a cryptocurrency. This is the Google definition. A digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds, operating independently of a central bank. That last sentence is very important to why I like cryptocurrency and why it is so helpful. Here's an example. Can you use that in a sentence? Yes, I sure can. Decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin now provide an outlet for personal wealth that is beyond restriction and confiscation. Sounds pretty good to me. All right, these are 3 reasons I love cryptocurrency. 1, freedom! Freedom is linked to responsibility, and it is possible that with this tool, humanity will finally begin to grow up. In case you didn't know, if you have money in a bank account, that money legally belongs to them. Same thing as on a stock trading platform. And yes, it's insured up to a certain amount, although that insurance agency is woefully undercapitalized. Cryptocurrency is your money. When you have it on your wallet, stored on either your phone or your computer or your hardware wallet, that is your money. You can take it with you anywhere you want to go. Nobody can get at it. Nobody can freeze it. Nobody can force you to transfer it, do whatever, etc. That money is yours. You have to be more responsible with it. There's no, if you forget your password, for example, it's more called a seed phrase, but if you forget something, there's really not much that you can do to get it back. So it forces you to be responsible, but I ultimately think that's a good thing. And Obama said this: Bitcoin is like having a Swiss bank account in your pocket. And he's kind of right. It's very private, very secure. And we'll get into that. Secondly, it takes power away from central banks. And this is a real big thing. A lot of people talk about the environment and, sometimes Bitcoin mining is bad for the environment because it uses so much electricity. And it does. But you know what? You know what uses a lot more electricity and consumes a lot more resources? Inflationary fiat currency. Check this out. Every year, our money loses value. Every year, our dollars, euros, pounds, renminbi, whatever, it loses value. The number on the currency doesn't change, but the amount of stuff we can buy with it does. So therefore, it loses its purchasing power. Now, let's say you had 10 candy bars, and after every week, one of the candy bars disappeared. Would you be willing to save them, or would you want to eat them as quickly as possible? You'd want to eat them, of course. Now, what if the candy bars, let's say you didn't touch them, and every week you got a whole new candy bar? You'd want to save them. You wouldn't want to consume them. You'd want to hold back and live within your means, or live as frugally as possible. That'd be the rational thing to do. And most people are rational. Now, with fiat currency that is inflationary, every year we lose our money. So people are trying to consume it more so than if their money gained value over time, which it did in the 19th century with gold. So with cryptocurrencies, good ones, most of them are deflationary, meaning that there is a limit on how many can be created. Therefore, they will gain value over time, or they're designed to, which means that people will be saving and not consuming as much as they do now. I hope that made sense. If not, rewind it, play it back again. But yeah, and also governments and militaries are the biggest polluters on the planet, but nobody talks about that. Anyway, number 3. Cryptocurrency invigorates the imagination. There is so much more innovation going on related to decentralization, sharing, cooperation, and what may be possible than 5, 10, 15 years ago. And that's awesome, because the more people can imagine a better future, the better future will be built. First, you have to see it in your mind, and then you can make it real. So this really sparks people's attention to think, wait a second, really, I can hold all my money just like that. Nobody can touch it. I wonder what else I can do. Things like that. That's why I love it. All right, let's get to the cryptocurrency investment strategies. First off, I just want to show a quick graph. This shows the monthly timeline for Bitcoin from late 2011, early 2012, all the way to 2019. This is a logarithmic chart. So at the beginning, it's about $2, it looks like. And then at the top, it's about, $8,821. Not a bad rate of return over 7 years. So yes, Bitcoin and the other cryptos do fluctuate a lot, day to day, week to week, but month over month, year over year, they've been pretty solid gainers. And I think a lot of that comes to do with the revolutionary technology, the poorness of fiat currency, and also their deflationary nature. Skipped ahead of myself because that information is in this slide. Okay, the first investment strategy is hodling, or holding, as we call it in the crypto game. Now, the simplest way is you just buy it and you hold it. It's not the most sophisticated, and it would help if you knew some technical analysis to learn when the optimum periods to get in. I mean, the best times to get in is when everybody's selling, and the best times to get out is when everybody's buying. But still, if you're not too sophisticated in that way, you don't really know that stuff. Dollar cost averaging is how I got into it, and I'm doing just fine. They say that if you bought Bitcoin on 98.3% of days since it was created, you're profitable right now. If you bought when it was 15,000, 20,000 at the height of the bubble, just don't sell, and then probably in 18 months, a year, 2 years, you'll be fine. So anyway, all right, so that's the first strategy. Just buy and hodl. And I think that cryptocurrency prices are going up. Don't know exactly when, don't know how much, but due to their deflationary nature, also their protection from negative interest rates and bank freezes, I think a lot more people are going to realize how bad their investments are in bond or government bonds, in fiat currency. I even think the stock market is way overvalued. When people realize the unsoundness of their investments and they understand that Bitcoin and other good cryptocurrencies protect you from that due to their deflationary nature and decentralization, I think a lot of people are going to try and pile into this sector. And right now, it's still really early in the game. So I think that's a great investment strategy. That being said, it's just one of a few hedges against fiat depreciation. I mean, there's gold, there's silver, there's other things that you can do. I'm not saying that all of those are bad and you need to put all of your money into Bitcoin right now. I'm not saying that. I am saying, though, that buying and holding is a pretty good investment strategy for most people. Now, That being said, I want you to store it in your own wallet. Open up a wallet. Open up an Exodus wallet. Open up an Electrum. Get a hardware wallet. Anything except storing on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance. Those exchanges own your funds. If it's there, it's really their crypto. And, if they get hacked or if the founder, quote unquote, dies or something like that, your money's gone and there's not really much that can be done to get it back. However, if it's in your own wallet and you take a few very simple precautions, you'll be okay and your money will be safe and sound. The next picture just shows Bitcoin's price on September 25th. It's important to have a sort of a longer time frame than 4 days when you're buying Bitcoin. Oh no, I bought Bitcoin at 8,500. It's down to 7,700. What do I do? No, you're okay. This shows the yearly price on September 25th, 2010, 6 cents, 2011, $4, 2012, $12, blah, 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 blah. You can read the rest. So when you look at it that way, it's okay. It's doing all right. Now, one final proof that Bitcoin was made to hedge against fiat depreciation is in the original Bitcoin Genesis block. And here there's some hexadecimal code, blah, 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 blah. Take a look at the right column, more than halfway down, where it says a bunch of jargon, and then it says the times 03 Jan 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. And what does that mean? That references the Times in London on January 3rd, 2009. No, he wasn't upset about eating out from £5 or troops into Gaza. You see that headline, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. That was during the height of the financial crisis. During the height of the financial crisis, when central banks all over the world were diluting people's hard-earned savings to bail out losers, and Bitcoin users would not have been affected by that, because it's their money and it's not the bank's money, it's their money. So that to me is why Bitcoin, one of the reasons why it was created. And something to keep in mind. All right. If you're new to Bitcoin, you might have heard it's not money, it's a bubble, it's bad, it's this, it's that's the other thing. So what I keep in mind is when asking that question is that Aristotle, 2,500 years ago, defined what is a good money and what is a poor money. And he found that a good money, anything could be used for money. I mean, 200 years ago, the American settlers used whiskey. People used cigarettes in, jail. Never been to jail, but ancient Chinese used, what were they called? Clamshells. Native Americans or Indians used beads. Stuff, anything could be used as money. But what he found was good money has 5 characteristics. One, it's durable. It stays around over time. That's why we don't use wheat or food or anything else like that for money, because it goes away. Second, it's divisible. You can make change with it and can handle any transaction, big or small. I mean, a gold bar, you can cut it down into a very fine piece, but let's say, a piece of artwork. You can't tear that in half and still have it hold its value. Third, it's consistent. It's got to be the same anywhere in the world at any time. A bar of gold is, an ounce of silver is, and a Bitcoin is as well. Fourth, it has to be convenient. And this is where I think cryptocurrency is superior to gold and silver. Gold and silver are great. I love them. However, if you try and move $1 million worth of gold from the United States to Canada or into Mexico, good luck, because they're going to ask you a lot of questions. They might take it. Who knows what will happen? With Bitcoin, you can go anywhere in the world with it. You just remember 12 words or 24 words or just have the little USB in your pocket. You really don't even need to do that. You can just open up a wallet from anywhere because of the blockchain storing all of your funds. That's something a little bit more complex. But anyway, you can move your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency anywhere in the world basically for free and instantaneously, just about, or at least way faster than the 1970s banking system. So in that way, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are more convenient than gold and silver. And finally, people say Bitcoin doesn't have any value apart from being Bitcoin. Well, that might be true. However, the blockchain technology which underlies all cryptocurrencies is quite valuable. It's basically a truth machine where you don't need a third-party arbiter of truth. And that's pretty revolutionary. That's a little bit beyond the scope of this talk in particular, but I definitely would look up what is the blockchain, because it is spectacular and it is really, really helpful. And that's what drives Bitcoin, so I could see that having utility apart from its use as money. All right. Finally, can the government ban Bitcoin? I used to get this question a lot in China. Is Bitcoin illegal? Can I have it? And really, I mean, this is what it's like, the government trying to ban Bitcoin. Because it's decentralized, there's no central point of failure, and yeah, they really can't take it down unless you tell them really like, oh yeah, I have Bitcoin, then you might get in trouble if it becomes illegal or something like that. But if you just sort of keep it on the down low and keep it quiet, there's not too much, they can't break in and they can't freeze your account or anything like that. So that's the good news. All right, second, we covered hodling. Now let's look at trading. Crypto markets are some of the most volatile markets in the short term. Week over week, month over month, there's huge swings, 50, 100%, sometimes way more than that over the short term. Long term, the good coins, I think, are on a steady march up. But over the short term, you can make a ton of money if you know what you're doing. You can also get wrecked and lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. So, I'm not saying go out and trade. Michael recommends you start trading today. No, it's just an opportunity. And if you're good at it, you can do quite well, because it's one of the few free markets that trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It has much lower fees than traditional investing. And you can trade fiat to crypto markets or even crypto to crypto. You can trade Bitcoin against Monero, for example, and take advantage of those swings. And these are not private, but Coinbase Pro and Binance are my two favorites as a trading platform. I mean, all their information is not public, but it's not anonymous. However, if you're just looking to trade and you don't mind doing it on such a platform, these two are my favorites. All right, third, mining. So cryptocurrency miners are basically the transaction processors and transaction validators. They make sure that the Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrency actually is real and that you didn't just program your way into giving yourself 1,000 new Bitcoins. They make sure that those Bitcoins you're sending came from a legitimate source, which came from a legitimate source all the way back to the first Bitcoin. And to do that, they donate some of their computing power and they solve a special puzzle. So you have to buy a special mining computer for this type of operation, and they can get kind of pricey. So this isn't for everybody, but for people who have some means and basically want to buy cryptocurrency at the price of electricity, this is something that I would look into. There are some other things you need to plan. You need to look at the building's electric use. I mean, sometimes these things draw a lot of power, and I know people who can't run them in their homes because it'll blow the circuit or whatever it is. They'll just too much power. And also, you need to find a place that has cheap electricity. I know some people who have put solar on their house to take advantage of some cheap rates, and then they're profitable when other people are not. So if you've got the means, if you've got the creativity, and if it's something that you want to just like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching overnight, and day by day, not just overnight, I'd look into mining. There's a website called CryptoCompare, which I'll put a link to in the description below, that you plug in basically your computer's hashing power, its power consumption, cost per kilowatt hour for electricity, and it'll tell you whether or not you're going to be profitable at the current price of the coin. So I think that's awesome. And a company called Bitmain is the largest producer of miners. All right, let's move on. Those are the three strategies. Let's look at a brief overview of the top 10 coins by market cap. All right. First off, because there's, I think, like 5,000 cryptocurrencies, and most of them are not very good. Most of them suck. But some of them solve some real-world problems, and I think will do very, 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 very well. All right, first up, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the standard bearer. You can read all this stuff right here, but basically Bitcoin is the brand. Bitcoin is like Coke for sodas. Everybody knows Coke. They don't know 7-Up. Some people know Dr. Pepper, but everybody knows Coke. And, some people know Litecoin, some people know Monero, but everybody knows Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the brand. It is the big daddy, the oldest, the granddaddy of them all. It's got a big old market cap, and as you can see on the left, a max supply of 21 million Bitcoins that will slowly be trickled out over the next 120 years. Most of them are already out. Some drawbacks, though. This is a cryptocurrency that has kind of slow transaction times and higher fees, especially when a lot of people are trying to get on and send some Bitcoin to each other. You can pay a lot of money in Bitcoin fees. They're trying to work on it and bring it down, and they've got some ideas for that, and which brings me to the last drawback. They've been talking about something called the Lightning Network, which should alleviate these fees, but it's been 2 years since they've proposed it, and some people it's there, but it's not. It's not. No, I'll just be honest. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a drawback on Bitcoin, which is why I give it a B. So a person today asked me, are there any cryptocurrencies which I would rate as an A? And as of right now, I would not, because none of them are at full maturity and none of them are really firing on all cylinders. A lot of them show a lot of potential, and I'm kind of strict and tough, but I would grade every single fiat currency and bond and, fiat currency investment, maybe not investment, but fiat currency itself as a big fat F. They all suck. But so these compared to them are a lot better for those reasons. All right. Second by market cap is Ether. Ether is real cool. Ether is more than just a cryptocurrency to send back and forth. It is also a smart contract and decentralized application platform. Basically, you can do a lot more on Ethereum or Ether than you can with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can just send value back and forth. With Ether, you can write a smart contract and say I'm a guitarist and I put out an album and I don't want to put my album on iTunes. Let's say it's controversial, or I don't want to give them whatever their cut is, 30%, 40%, I don't know. But I want to get all that money directly. I can program a simple smart contract which doesn't require a third party to arbitrate and, control, I guess. It doesn't require that. Instead, I just publish this contract and I say basically, okay, if this user sends me $15 worth of Ether, 0.015 or whatever of Ether, then that's a lot more than that. Anyway, if they send me this much of Ether, then send these files to specified email address. And basically, it's pretty simple, just like that. And that's what a smart contract is. And then a decentralized application is just an app, but you don't get it on the iTunes store, and it's not centrally located. It's all around the world. So this does a lot more than just send money back and forth. Ether itself is the currency for this network. If you want to do something on this platform, you need Ether. And most of the ICOs that were running in 2017, they were launched off of the Ethereum platform. So that's what gives it its value. And they are in talks with some high-profile companies, IBM, Microsoft. They may or may not pan out. I don't know. But at least they're talking. And the drawbacks, the network can become pretty congested at peak times and be pretty expensive. Another thing, the blockchain is not very private. If you send me Ether, I have your address and I can look up how much money you have. I can look up when you got your money, where you sent it, etc. And it's a lot more information. It's a lot more TMI than I'd feel comfortable giving out. Like if I paid for my groceries, I don't want the cashier knowing how much money I have. You know what I mean? So they say that they're working on it, but as of right now, it's not very private. And there have also been delays in promised features. So even with that, I still give it a B because I like the smart contract and DApp platform. I think that's really cool. All right, third is XRP. I give this a big fat F because this really isn't a cryptocurrency. It doesn't have a blockchain. It's mostly centralized in its Ripple Labs, the company that produced this. And what really sucks about this one is that it just tries to make banks more efficient. It tries to help Bank of America settle with Deutsche Bank better. And, if you like the banks, you should really look more into fractional reserve banking and what they do. I think they're horrible. But anyway, this coin does not aim to give people its freedom. It aims to make slavery more efficient, in my estimation. It's the number 3 market cap. It might gain money. Whoop-de-doo. I hope it doesn't. And so I give it a big fat F, but that's just my grade. You can do your own research on that one. Come to your own conclusions. All right, number 4, Bitcoin Cash. All right, this forked, or this split off from Bitcoin over 2 years ago over a dispute on how many transactions could be put into each 10-minute block of time. Bitcoin Core just wanted 1 megabyte worth, whereas Bitcoin Cash wanted to raise that up to 8 megabytes or 32 megabytes in an effort to get more people using Bitcoin, keep it cheap, keep it fast, etc. And then the proponents of the 1 megabyte block size just wanted to keep it small because they'd say that the whole blockchain file would get too big and that would lead to centralization, and that goes back into, well, what about Moore's law, where hard drives are getting bigger, and so right now it might be a problem, but 2 years from now it won't be, etc. Anyway, they split off their coin. They called it Bitcoin Cash, and yeah, it has a larger block size than Bitcoin. It has most of the same functions as Bitcoin. They have plans to increase privacy and also allow smart contracts. So I like that they're ambitious and taking the best of other cryptocurrencies. And yeah, some of the drawbacks though, mining is highly centralized, just in a few players' hands, which is not what you want for a decentralized cryptocurrency. And finally, it's got kind of a bad reputation in the cryptosphere, considered a personal coin of Jihan Wu and Roger Ver, two proponents of it. I don't know them personally. I met Roger Ver one time, but I can't weigh in on that. I'm just saying what some of the drawbacks are. A lot of people really don't like this coin. I don't really have any beef with it. I actually use it when I pay for stuff with cryptocurrency. I prefer to use Bitcoin Cash rather than Bitcoin because it's a lot cheaper to send it and a lot faster to confirm the transaction. So anyway, because of that, I give it a C-. We'll see what happens if they increase privacy and allow smart contracts. Could be even better. All right, fifth, Tether. So this is called a stable coin, or USDT. And a stable coin is basically a cryptographic or electronic representation of a dollar or whatever unit of fiat currency. This is the first and most widely used stable coin. And users can, let's say you live outside of the USA and England, where it's tough to shuttle back and forth between crypto. Had pizza today. Crypto and your fiat currency. You can trade your Bitcoin for this Tether token, which is supposed to represent $1 sitting in a bank account somewhere. And then when the time's right, you can trade your Tether back for Bitcoin, and then you can get out, get back in, things like that. So that's its purpose. Now, the market cap is 4.1 billion of these tokens. So according to their website, they say each Tether token is backed 1-to-1 by a US dollar. That means they have $4.1 billion in their bank account somewhere, and that you can redeem them for it. Before, you couldn't even redeem them. Now you can, but there's kind of high fees for redeeming your crypto or for your Tether tokens for dollars. And why I don't like this coin and I don't use it is it has never been fully audited. We don't know if they have $4.1 billion in their bank account, and because they've never proved it. They just say, oh, it's too complicated. They started doing an auditing process, and then a few months in, they canceled it because it's just too complicated. And I read that they're in trouble. They're being sued by New York, so that's happening. And one of their lawyers claimed that it was only 74% backed. So make of that what you will. Do your own research on that. I don't like it. I give it a D. Boom. 6, Litecoin. All right, Litecoin is one of the oldest altcoins, founded in 2011. It's basically faster Bitcoin. Instead of 10 minutes for a transaction time, it's 2.5 minutes, and there's 4 times as many. 84 million is the max supply. Other than that, that's basically its distinguishing feature. If Bitcoin is gold, then Litecoin is silver, so they say. Their logo used to be silver too. They changed it to this weird blue color. I don't like it as much. Anyway, the drawbacks is, it's not private, and it's just a faster version of Bitcoin. Nothing too revolutionary or groundbreaking, but a lot of people like it. I give it a C-. It's okay. All right, 7, EOS by market cap. These are the top 10 coins by market cap. EOS is a coin that I really liked a lot before. I thought it was really cool. And yeah, it's meant to be a smart contract platform like Ethereum, but with the ability to handle more than 1,000 transactions per second with no fees to users. And it's designed to host decentralized applications, etc. Blah, blah, blah. All right. The thing is, though, since it has been founded, it hasn't really done that yet. There are some projects on EOS that are moving forward, but a lot of them is just kind of bickering and vote buying, I've heard, among Chinese whales or people who own a lot of the token gives you more power in the network. And a lot of those tokens are held in China, where I used to live. And hey, nothing against those people, but decentralization, etc., might not be the first thing that comes into their mind. So because it's being really centralized, because a lot of people are some people are abandoning the coin, and since it hasn't really done much since it launched over a year ago, I give it a D for that. Sorry, but who knows? Maybe things will turn around. All right, 8th, Binance Coin. All right, this is an exchange native token. If you use the Binance exchange, which is really good for trading cryptocurrencies against other cryptocurrencies, they've got hundreds of trading pairs, and you can either pay your fees in the cryptocurrency itself, or you can get 25% lower fees if you buy their exchange token and use that instead. So that drives up the demand if people are trading a lot and they have a lot of users. I think Binance is one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. I'm not sure, but it's pretty big. People want this Binance token because it gives them lower fees and other benefits on the platform. So those are its good features. The drawbacks is its value is entirely dependent on the Binance exchange itself. And right now it's doing great, but a few years from now, who knows? There might be an even better platform that comes around. People will ditch Binance, sell their Binance coin, etc. So that's why I give it a C-. So far, it's been pretty good, actually. It's done very well and done its job very well, but its purpose is somewhat limited. All right, ninth, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. I really don't know too much about this coin. It's got a large block size. Basically, this guy named Craig Wright claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, and he's going to prove it to everybody. And this is a new version of Bitcoin, split from the old version that is more in harmony with his original vision of what Bitcoin is supposed to be. It wants to scale Bitcoin for use beyond cash and currency. It split less than a year ago from Bitcoin Cash, actually. They had a really acrimonious split. And I really hope that Craig Wright is not Satoshi, because this guy looks crazy. If you read some of his emails, they're really vicious. So I just give it a D, because I don't know. It doesn't really do much. We'll see. Maybe it'll change. Number 10, Stellar XLM. This coin aims to be a universal currency translator with low fees. So basically kind of like Ripple, except it's decentralized and run by a nonprofit foundation. And I'm not too I love nonprofits, but it aims to be more, I guess, for the people and more in line with cryptocurrency's vision than Ripple or XRP. So anyway, Stellar itself has attracted some interest with some big names. It's basically a coin that, Bank of America would use Stellar to do business with a bank in Russia, for example, or a bank in Dubai or something like that. And they would just use Stellar as their go-between. Or it could be for individuals who are looking to trade US dollars for Chinese renminbi. They'd use Stellar as an intermediary as well. I think it's got a great idea. I like the idea a lot. I give it a C- though, because it really hasn't done a lot so far. It's just sort of an idea, and it's been around for over 2 years now, but we will see. I'm a tough trader. All right, so that's that. A couple honorable mentions. I really like Monero. Monero is the Esperanto word for money. It's supposed to be the money for the whole world. This is a true privacy coin. This is all about privacy. Nobody can tell how much Monero you have. They can't tell where you sent it from, where you got it from. They can't even tell what your IP address was. It has a ton of great privacy features, which is why I think it's really good. This grants true fungibility, where each Monero is indistinguishable from another. Whereas with Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, etc., people can track that pretty easily where that came from. And some people don't like that. I don't like that as much. Monero also is very resistant to centralized mining. They don't like these big, fancy, expensive computers. Instead, they've made their algorithm so that average users with it still takes a GPU, so a really good gaming computer can be a productive Monero miner, but you don't need to buy a really fancy electricity using hardcore miner. Anyway, so Monero is really cool. I really like it a lot. There are some drawbacks though. It is a bit more technical and takes a bit more expertise to understand than other cryptocurrencies, because not many people, some people are using it, but that's changing. They're trying to make it more user-friendly and intuitive. I don't consider this a drawback, but for an investment perspective, many conflate Monero with the black market. Oh, isn't that the coin that drug dealers use? No, Circle K and AMPM, they don't accept Monero. Haha, get it? They sell drugs. They sell alcohol, a really dangerous drug. They'll kill you. Kills hundreds of thousands of people every year. Tears up families, but it's legal. Anyway, Monero is just the coin that people who want privacy, they use. You can't see how much you have. It's a great privacy coin, I think. Okay. And another honorable mention is Dogecoin or Dogecoin. This was founded as a joke in late 2013. It's got low transaction fees, fast transaction times, it's internet money. Elon Musk's favorite coin. He said that as a joke, but they've done so much maybe not so much. They've done some pretty funny things to help with cryptocurrency adoption. For example, in 2014, they sponsored the Jamaican bobsled team. Dogecoin users raised enough Dogecoin and converted it to dollars so that they could sponsor the Jamaican bobsled team in the 2014 Sochi Olympics. That's a true story. And they also sponsored Josh Wise's, I think that was his name, number 98 NASCAR car. And it looks so funny. There's a black car with Dogecoin all over it and that funny-looking dog on the front. They called it the moon rocket. So just for that, I throw it in there because this can be a tough sphere and everybody's fighting with each other and it's tense times, but we can laugh too. So that's good old Dogecoin. All right. So I have 3 ways for you. Thank you for watching so far. 3 ways to safely earn free crypto. Let's say you still like the idea, but you're a little not sure. You don't really know about this stuff. I first got Bitcoin from a Bitcoin faucet, goofing around playing with something on my phone over like 2 months. I got, I don't know, $2 worth of Bitcoin, and then I felt comfortable enough to do it. And so let me show you a few free ways to earn free crypto. One of them is Brave, one of them is Lolly, and one of them is Coinbase. And I'm going to close the presentation right now. All right. Still recording? Yep. All right. So this is the Brave browser. Check this out. Oops, there it is. No, let's do Lolly first. Sorry. All right. Let's do Lolly. Okay. So Lolly is basically an eBate where when you sign up for it, you get paid Bitcoin back at participating stores. And this is awesome. You click on the shop here. It's free. It's a Google Chrome extension or a Brave browser extension. Basically, look, you get 27% Bitcoin back at Harry's or Udemy or Everlane or Groupon. Awesome. I'm going to remember that. Basically, if you do a lot of online shopping, this is a really good thing to have. You don't have to remember all these stores. When you go to a store, for example, I can get some of my clothes from Macy's. You bring it up here and then boom! Lolly, activate up to 4.5% Bitcoin back. The girls are dancing. And you just click that. It does some stuff. And then there you go. If I bought some stuff here, I'd get 4.5% Bitcoin back. And a lot of people I know use this. They really like it. I don't do a lot of online shopping, so I don't use this a ton. But if you're doing it, it's free Bitcoin. And yeah, Amazon, it doesn't have a partnership with yet, but they're working on it. Okay, second, let's say goodbye to Macy's, is Coinbase.com/earn. When you sign up for a Coinbase account, and I'm going to put my Coinbase links in the description below, and I hope that if you like this, you click those links to learn from it. It pays me some cryptocurrency, and it's good karma. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost you anything. It rewards me. It raises my spirits, and it helps me make even better videos. And I'd really appreciate it if you choose to do this. To click the description in the description box below. Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But anyway, what this does is you register for Coinbase and you watch these really simple videos. I won't click it because it'll make me sign in. They're like 1 minute, 2 minutes long. And you answer one question and you get a little bit of this currency, XTZ, which you can trade for Bitcoin, or DAI, D-A-I, which you can trade for Bitcoin. Same with EOS, Lumens, like that. You'll earn $10 from watching the videos, and then they give you a link, a referral link that you can send out to earn 40 more, $10 per person. So, I mean, it's free money. I've used it. It works. It's awesome. And, yeah, doesn't hurt. All right, this last one, I'm glad that this came up. So everybody hates Google Chrome, right? Chrome sucks. It sucks reading all these articles with all the ads and everything like that, right? Right. And it slows down everything, too. So there's a browser. Brandon Eich, he was the founder of this new project called Brave. He created Firefox, and he made a new browser that first blocked all ads and trackers. It's awesome. It has upgrades, and it saves you time because let's go to YouTube right now. I can watch a YouTube video. Let's watch some football. And oh no, we have to watch an ad. Oh, no, we don't, because Brave just blocked it. Boom. See? Amazing. 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 So apart from that, it gets even better. If you choose to see ads right here, these are called Brave rewards. Advertisers do not know who you are. Brave does not know who you are. It's all anonymous, so they're not tracking you individually. They're just tracking, users, but they don't know who's using what. If you choose to see targeted ads, you will get rewarded in their cryptocurrency called the basic. Oh, I missed it. The basic attention token. Dang it, that went away. Anyway, what you just saw here, that was an ad, a targeted ad. If I clicked view, it would have brought up a new tab. I would have clicked off, and then I would have gotten another 0.05 basic attention token. So, by itself, I've been doing this for a few months. I've got a little bit of change in basic attention token. It's free. It's awesome. It doesn't mess anything up. And also it blocks all the ads. I mean, apart from the free crypto, you should do it just because it blocks all the ads. This is awesome and a great way to get started with cryptocurrency. You can easily trade your BAT for Bitcoin on many wallets or on Coinbase or in other ways. And yeah, just sign up for the ads, turn this on, go down here, put up 5 per hour. There you go. I have a content creator link for the Brave browser. They really want people to use this. So I have another referral link. And I hope that if you want to use this browser, I think it's great. And I mean, they are paying me if people sign up. But even if people weren't, even if I wasn't being paid, I was still recommending this because it's way better. It's way better than what exists right now. And it's a great way to get started with cryptocurrency. For free, risk-free. All right. Is that about it? That's the end of the presentation, everybody. All right, let me know what you think. Cryptocurrency is in its infancy, so there's a lot of room, a lot of ways to go. The internet was pretty sketch and you couldn't do much with it at the beginning, but it started to chug along. And just like the internet stocks of the 1990s, there was a lot of trash and a lot of not good ones, but over time, I'm just making sure they're still recording. Yes. But over time, it turned into a juggernaut, an awesome, awesome thing. So we're at the very beginning. I'd really recommend looking into it. I hope this presentation was helpful, give you a bit more understanding about how to get started investing and trading. If you want to know more about what Bitcoin actually is, how it works, look into it. I can make some other videos about that. But for now, this was geared towards investors. I made this presentation today. I hope you had a great time listening to it and learned some things. And yeah, see you in the next video.